don't try to control everything. You cannot control everything. Don't try it. Don't try to overanalyze, over-control the process. Having fear is normal, but then it's not normal to just sit with this fear alone and do nothing about that. So that is stupid.
Welcome to Out of Our Comfort Zone. Hosted by a high-performance athlete and Guinness World Record holder, this is a podcast where we share actionable strategies, inspiring stories, and expert insights to turn adversity into high potential for ambitious leaders, CEOs, HROs, and athletes seeking to excel in high-pressure environments. Here's your host, Deniz Kayadelen.
Hello, I'm Deniz Kayadelen, and I'm live here from the northern part of the world, the nearest part to North Pole. I had the pleasure to swim here in this glacier, and I completed my Arctic polar ice swim. Today's podcast, I want to do it just live from Svalbard, live from out of my comfort zone. And I created magic again and again. And I just want to share with you my learnings from this North Pole ice swimming. When I came here, I was really nervous because I was in the middle of summer. So in Europe, it's the middle of summer. You cannot find below 20 degrees of waters. And my individual record is 500-meter ice swimming. And when I told Gamba Kai, the founder of Ice Swimming Association, that I will come here to Svalbard, he said, Denise, you cannot just swim 500. You need to test at least 1,000 meters. You cannot go there and say, I didn't test my limits, and I didn't try 1,000 meters. And I was really scared, really concerned, because I had zero preparation in the ice water, zero preparation in cold water even, because I was in Turkey, it was like 25 degrees of seawater. I was in Switzerland, like 24 degrees of lake water temperature. I tested some alpine mountain lakes. It was max, the coldest one, 10 degrees. So I didn't have literally any ice swim preparation for this Arctic swim. And I came here. I used my peak flow methodology. Like, it's not just about physical endurance, it's about the mindset, it's about emotional endurance, it's about the spiritual endurance. I worked with my coaches, with myself. And what I can tell you is I had a lot of doubt before I tried to swim. And now I'm so proud because I made it. I swam 1,000 meters, started from the glaciers and came to this boat. And I had many question marks, like, can I make it? What will happen if something happens to me? Because I'm here with my baby. I have a responsibility also as a mom. I have a completely different responsibility. And I had really many trigger points. Even yesterday night, one of the trigger point was, oh, you are a fresh mom and you're still following your dreams. Aren't you feeling bad to take your baby with you, but leave her in the hotel for 10 hours? Yes, because here, this expedition takes 10, 12 hours. So my baby is now in the hotel, but with the best support system, with my best friend, Inka. I know she is in good hands, but still, of course, I have a little bit some bad feelings to leave her behind. But, in life, you will have always these kind of trigger points. And the question is how we react to that. And of course, I felt triggered. Of course, I felt a little bit sad and annoyed. Even it took my energy back. And today I recognized this and I said, okay, so I need to get my energy back. I am following my dreams, but at the same time, I've taken care of my baby. I've taken care of my mom. I've taken care of the people around me, right? And you cannot be always 100% present and perfect to everyone. So you need to balance your dreams. You need to balance your needs and not try to make everyone happy. Of course, your child, yourself. So these are the most important parts, and you need to reprioritize and readjust your life. At the end, I came here with many doubts. I asked myself, can I make it? What shall I do? Can I really make it? I didn't believe to myself that I can make it because I said, okay, out of comfort zone, yes. But this is like 1,000 meters. It's so long. Even when I swim in the Zurich Lake, it takes like 20 minutes. And I said, wow, 20 minutes in this icy water without training, how can I make it? So I was completely lost. I didn't know if I can make it. I had many question marks, less answers. So I was stepping completely into the unknown. And what happens when you completely stepping into the unknown? So you have lack of self-confidence, you have the feeling of lack of control, you have the feeling of, oh my gosh, what I'm doing. All the fears, all the concerns are activated. And at the end, you have two choices, or At least you have one choice with two alternatives, right? So testing your limits, despite uncertainty, despite fear, despite concerns, going and just trying your best version of yourself. Or the second option is, of course, saying, okay, this is too risky, this is too much, it's too dangerous, I cannot make it, and not even try it. And in life, we have so many situations like this, so many. Big decisions, small decisions, it doesn't matter, but it's the same operating system in your brain. It's the same operating system in your body, in your physical reactions, in your trigger points. So you can feel triggered and say, okay, I'm a fresh mom. I need to sit down and don't do stupid things or like risky things. Or you can go and balance your life. You can open a new business. You can tackle a new challenge. Whatever this is, whatever your ice water is. This ice water is always an analogy what I use because it's real. It's not AI generated. It's real. These experiences are real shit experiences, right? So you cannot fake it. You cannot use it with AI. That's why I use it as an analogy. But when you listen to me, you can think about what is your ice water? What is your dream? What is your cold water? What is your next challenge? Whatever it is, Of course, maybe you feel like, oh my God, I'm afraid to step into the unknown. I'm afraid to not maybe achieve it. I'm afraid maybe not being successful at the end. But what I can tell you is you have always one decision, two options. Either you tackle it or not. And what are the best steps when you step into the unknown? So, okay, let's say you decided you will try to do your best. How you can go there? First of all, when you are near to tackle the challenge, don't overthink. So the thoughts can come, but let's park them right or left. So the thoughts, the concerns, the fears can come. Let's park them. Don't give them a lot of attention. Don't give them a lot of energy. Where the attention goes, energy flows. But you need your energy to tackle the challenge, right? So don't overthink. Number one. Number two, okay, it's okay to have fears. It's okay to have concerns. Just recognize those, accept those, and try to let them go. Respect them, find solutions. So find risk measures. And also, you don't have to solve everything by yourself. If you need a support system, create your support system, have your experts with you, and share those fears with them as well. Because, for example, I had fear of getting hypothermia because I had hypothermia 10 years ago. I was almost dying from the cold water. And now I'm breaking a record here in these icy waters, right? So I addressed my fear to my coach and I said, okay, when I get hypothermia, when I'm getting dizzy, I will stop, but please also observe me. If I need to stop, please stop me. So this gave me lot more relaxation because I know, okay, I addressed this fear, this concern, and we took also risk measures. So at the end, he is there to take care of me and I'm here to take care of myself. So that means address your fears, your concerns. If you have a support system, build your support system, address it with them, and find measures to minimize your fears, to minimize your concerns. The more you feel in control of the process, the better, the less you feel anxiety. Number three, of course, you will not control everything. I couldn't control everything. I couldn't control how my body will react. I never swam 1,000 meters. Can you imagine? I swam today 1,000 meters in this freezing water, which means, yes, if I try to control everything, I can't control. I didn't know how my body will react after 500 meters. I didn't know how my body will react the last 200 meters, the last 100 meters. I checked the boat. It was so far away. My brain always kicked in and said, oh, Denise, you cannot do it. It's so far. I did overthinking. And every time it took my energy. And every time when my coach said, okay, come on, good, let's go. He brought me to this present moment and I could go one step at a time, one stroke at a time. So what I can tell you is that don't try to control everything. You cannot control everything. Don't try it. Don't try to overanalyze, over-control the process. So you need to just let go the illusion that you need to control everything. This is an illusion. You don't need to control everything. You need to let go. You need to let go what you cannot control. It does make sense, right? So you need to focus on what you can do. And what you can do is just tackling the challenge. Don't overthinking. There's a reason why you want to tackle this challenge. Whatever your challenge is, there's a reason. And this is meant to be. If it's meant to be, then you will go for it. You will do it. You will focus on what is necessary at this specific moment. For me, it was necessary to jump into the water from the boat and to follow the boat, to not get hurt by the glaciers, by the ice, and follow the boat and follow the target, the bigger boat. That's it. And I needed to control my body, right? I needed to know the signs of hypothermia. How I controlled that? I focused on my breathing. I had my breathing rhythm. And I tried to focus on my breathing rhythm. So these are basics. So back to the roots, basics. And what happened? My fingers started to get numb. My foot started to get numb. But what happened? Despite numbness, I knew my heart is okay. I knew my organs are operating okay because I could follow the same rhythm. Of course, the last minutes I get slower, slower, and slower. But I knew I'm in the same rhythm. My heart is okay. My breathing is okay. I am alive. I am not dying. Everything is okay. And then I checked again and get some anxiety and said, oh gosh, this boat is so far away. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. But then I remind myself what my coach said before I jumped into the water. He said, Deniz, you are more than you think. Just shut down your brain. Just go with the flow in the water. You can do it. Don't overthink. There's a reason why you are here. You are here because you can do it. There's a reason that because you won't do it. So just do it. And the second thing what he said to me is, you are more than your fears. And I'm always telling this also to my coaches. I always telling this as a speaker on stages. We are more than our fears. Sometimes overthinking, thinking about the fear is much more worse than tackling the challenge itself. So just land it. Sometimes we are overthinking and we have fear of the fear and investing so much energy, but tackling the real challenge itself, it's sometimes less worse. So he said, Deniz, you're more than you think. And I also need to hear this. That's why I'm telling you again, because you know it maybe, but you forget it as well. So you are more than you think. And just focus on your inner strengths. You don't need all the time external motivation, external acceptance, external recognition. He said it also to me. He reminded me to that. He said, Deniz, you don't need my motivation. You don't need my coaching. Of course, it's nice to have that. I'm here for you. But you have everything in your body. You are strong. You have everything in your strength. And he said, when you feel tired, just remind yourself of your inner strength. Just do it. And I tried to do that. So thank you for his reminder as well. And I just want to remind you as well, you are more than you think. You are more than your fears. And when fear, anxiety kicks in, when you feel exhausted, don't ask for external support, motivation, recognition. You have everything in you. You are strong. You have this strong strength in you. And in those situations where you step out of comfort zone with courage, with faith, with a great support system, then you also recognize how strong you are. You recognize how you can create magic out of comfort zone. And this is magic. This is peak flow. So maybe you think, oh, how I can deal with my fears. I have so much concern, so much fears. I can tell you, when I jumped into this water, I had again fear. I had again respect. And I thought, okay, can I really make it? It's so cold. I didn't train for that. I'm just stepping into the unknown. I have never been here. I see this place the first time in my life. And I said, can I really make it? Is it realistic to do this? So the first question is how you can deal with your fears. And what I can tell you is, first, stop resisting. Fear is a good thing. It's a compass for your growth. So fear basically shows where you need to grow or where you need to do some risk management to fear, less fear, right? So that means first, stop resisting your fear. So if you have fear, just first of all, accepting, hearing why you have fear. What is it you are afraid of? For example, are you afraid to lose? Are you afraid to die? Are you afraid to get ill? Whatever your fear is. So you can make something about that, you know? When I had the fear to jump in, I thought about, oh, what happens if I get hypothermia? What happens if I get out of control? But I had a doctor with me. I had the captain with me, my coach with me. So he said, just relax. If something happens, we will take you out. Okay, so I minimize my fear by thinking, okay, I don't need to control everything. The people around me, I have a great support system. I organize my great support system so I can also trust them. So I can let go a little bit of responsibility. I can just enjoy. I can just focus on my goal, and the rest can be care of my support system. So the second, do you have your right support system? So if you have fear of something, do you have the right support system with whom you can speak about your fear, with whom you can optimize your skills, with whom you can do risk management? Because that's really key and important. So of course, having fear is normal, but then it's not normal to just sit with this fear alone and do nothing about that. So that is stupid. So that means if you have fear, first of all, don't resist. Feel what are you afraid of? And second, think about what you can do for that. So what as a person you can do, how you can prepare yourself, how you can do the risk management. But secondly, how you need to prepare your support system, build your own support system to feel less fear, to feel more comfort, to feel more safety, because at least safety comes first, no matter what you do in your life. And sometimes you are not doing life treating things like me in the middle of summer, flying to Svalbard, jumping into this cold water. Maybe you do something else. Maybe it's not a life treating activity what you do. Maybe you have your own mind chatters, like psychological fears, like fear of losing, fear of being alone, fear of forgetting your speech on stage, whatever. It's not life threatening, but it feels life threatening. It feels ego threatening. Your personality wants success. Your personality, your ego wants to be relevant. And that's fine. That's okay. But again, the system, the tactic is the same. So first, don't resist. Second, ask, okay, how I can improve my skills, what I can do better to minimize my fear. If you are having fear of getting sick, okay, what you can do? You need to start maybe with sports. You need to start maybe with eating more healthy, or going to a doctor and doing your controls, whatever it is. And build your support system. You don't need to be alone. You don't need to do everything by yourself. Okay, this was a solo swim, but I can tell you this was a teamwork. I wasn't alone in this water. Of course, yes, I was alone in this water. But here I have a big boat. In case something happens, this boat would save me. I had a boat there. You can see maybe the boat was with me there. So the doctor, the captain, the coach. So no matter what you do, you don't need to do it alone. And of course, I have a mental coach. I spoke with my mental coach and I prepared myself mentally and psychologically. So that is what I'm telling you. You don't need to do everything by yourself. So don't resist your fears. Fears are telling you something important messages. So it's good to having fear. The second topic is about having self-doubts, having concerns, these mind chatters. These are the second typical mind chatters. And of course, I had those mind chatters. So can I make it? Is it crazy to come here with my baby as a fresh mom? What other people will think, whatever. So just stop thinking about what other people think. I'm now here, and many people said, don't go, you're a fresh mom, it's too risky, why are you doing that? Even my partner said, oh, why are you doing this? So it is how it is. So you have your own goals, you have your own priorities. You don't need to fit into the society, you don't need to fit in other people's expectations. So if you want something, then just do it. Don't ask for permission. So who will give you the permission? Who? You need to give yourself the permission, not anything else, not everyone else. If you have a goal, if you have a dream, if you have a vision, it's your life, not mine, not your partners, not your husbands, not your wives, not your bosses. It's your life. So you need to go out and you need to follow your own dreams, not my dreams, not the other people's dreams, not your parents' dreams. So it's your life, it's your dream, it's your vision. And if you are questioning now, okay, what's my vision? What's my purpose? That's another story. I have many coachees with whom I just discussing this topic. Okay, what is your purpose? What is your dream? What is your vision? Some people even lost the feeling of having dreams because they have so many fears, so many doubts. But come on, life is short. You are here to live. You are here to be happy. You are not here to always perform, serving others. And then at the end, what happened? You will get old and then you will die. So what do you want to tell yourself before you die? What would be in your checklist? What would be in your list of what you want to achieve, what you want to do? And when I say what you want to achieve, it's not all about always success. This is exactly what I'm speaking about, peak flow. So peak flow is Peak performance and flow, where you are in flow, where you are in alignment with your own values, your own priorities, not living the life for others, not living the success who what other defines. You can define your own success. You can define what does success mean. For me, now being here, sharing my stories with you, this is success. This is peak flow. This is peak performance and flow. I feel so much in flow now. I feel so grateful, so gratitude. I have the sun on my skin. I have the icy water. I felt the icy water. I have the adrenaline in my body. I'm just in the middle of nowhere. Look at this, literally in the middle of nowhere. Maybe the ice bears are there. Maybe I can see them. Whatever. So this is life, right? Do activities where you feel alive. Do things what you will not regret after not to did it. So do things, not be afraid to regret things. Doing things is much, much better than stopping to do your things and then having the fear, oh, if I do it, maybe I will regret it. No. So just do it, test it, live your life to the fullest. And at the end, no regression. The biggest regression would be to live your life in a hamster wheel and then recognize you are ill, you are sick, or you are old, and you didn't realize your dreams. I can tell you, I'm now not old. I'm also not too young, but I can tell you, I was in Nepal. I was almost dying. I had a 74% oxygen, and then I did my life audit. And in my life audit, I said, okay, there are some pieces missing before I go from this world. So what are the pieces missing before you go from this world? What you want to achieve? What you want to live for? What kind of role model you would like to be, what kind of legacy you would like to create in your life. And in which life areas do you feel more in flow, and in which life areas you feel not in flow? Because that's important. That's the important thing, right? It's not important to be always successful and always follow dreams of others. You are important. It's your life. So what is your ice water? Where is the place where you would like to be, where you would like to just enjoy your life, feel safe and happy? And of course, I'm now here. I'm telling you, I'm feeling the flow, the peak flow. But was it comfortable? No. I was out of my comfort zone. I had my fear, but I went there with courage. And it's a big adventure. I sacrificed a lot to come here. So that means peak flow, being happy, doesn't mean that you are not sacrificing anything. It doesn't mean that you're always in your comfort zone. It means that you are stepping out of comfort zone despite your fear, despite your concerns. You are living your own life. You are living your own flow. Look at this amazing, beautiful place. I'm talking to you from the northern part of the world, nearest North Pole, and I just swim 1,000 meters. So this is real. I feel so alive. I feel so happy. And I just want to share my learnings with you in this beautiful place, in this unique place. My ideas, my learnings are so fresh that I hope you feel the energy. I hope you feel what I want to tell you. So just take a deep breath in and out. And wherever you are, be grateful for your life. Be grateful to yourself. Feel the love within yourself. Feel the love in your environment. And I can tell you that what is meant to be will come. And stop seeking support from the outside world. Don't let dominating your fears, your concerns about you. When you are stepping into the unknown is out of comfort zone, yes. But you can just work on yourself. You can control the emotions. You can control your minds. You can control your peak flow elements to tackle the challenge. And you have, again, two options. Either you tackle the challenge or you just stay in your comfort zone and just stay in your routine, no risk, no fun, and just live your life like this. But the question is who you are, what you want, what are you capable of? And all these answers you can get answered when you step out of comfort zone, when you tackle those challenges in life, what is coming to your path. Let's just sink this in. The unknown is a great one. In the unknown, there are unlimited of possibilities. In the known, yes, It's less scary, it's less risky, it's causing less anxiety, but it's a limited possibility. But the more you step out of comfort zone, stepping into the unknown, the more you see the beauty of your life, the more you see magic, the more you create magic. Look at this. Look at this magical place. This is reality. This is life. This is magic. This is the peak flow. So let's create your own peak flow. Let's create your own magic. You got this. Much love.
If you'd like to learn more about how we can help transform your life and live to your fullest potential in your personal or professional life, we invite you to visit our website at outofourcomfortzone.com. By the way, if you enjoyed listening to the show, please subscribe and rate it. Thank you.